Real samurai quotes. I choose to live by choice, not by chance. You can only fight the way you practice. If there isn't discipline, how can there be a true realization of an ideal? 1,000 days of lessons for discipline, 10,000 days of lessons for mastery. The path that leads to truth is littered with the bodies of the ignorant. To win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Do nothing which is of no use. It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. Otherwise, why be a warrior? It is easier to count beads. Technique by itself is insufficient, and spirit alone is not enough. A samurai was essentially a man of action. Sword and mind must be united. Self-respect is the fruit of discipline. Everyone feels fear. What defines a samurai is what you do when you feel fear. A samurai must remain calm at all times, even in the face of danger. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday, tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. The 4 oaths: never be late with respect to the way of the warrior, be useful to the Lord, be respectful to your parents, get beyond love and grief, exist for the good of man. Having only wisdom and talent is the lowest tier of usefulness. In the eyes of mercy, no one should have hateful thoughts. Feel pity for the man who is even more at fault. The area and size of mercy are limitless. Matters of small concern should be treated seriously. A samurai will use a toothpick even though he has not eaten. Inside the skin of a dog, outside the hide of a tiger. Single-mindedness is all-powerful. Greatness is not the absence of humility, it is the absence of apathy. There will never be peace on earth until there is peace in us. The warrior knows that their imagination is not a place to escape but to create. The fool lives to consume all they can take from the world, the wise live to create a better world. We will never know peace if we lose the present because we are trapped in the past and paralyzed by the future. Our worry will steal our peace, and when peace is missing, we find ourselves drowning in anxiety and crumbling under the weight of life's pressures. The warrior is always first a servant. The warrior does not serve because they cannot lead, they know that a person cannot lead if they do not serve. Knowledge becomes really such only when it is assimilated in the mind of the learner and shows in his character. The sense of honor which cannot bear being looked down upon as an inferior power, that was the strongest of motives. Beneath the instinct to fight there lurks a diviner instinct to love. The feeling of distress is the root of benevolence, therefore a benevolent man is ever mindful of those who are suffering and in distress. Chivalry is itself the poetry of life. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. It is good to face challenges in your youth. He who has never suffered will not sufficiently temper his character. To practice Zen or the martial arts, you must live intensely, wholeheartedly, without reserve, as if you might die in the next instant. Mental bearing, calmness, is the sign of a matured samurai. A samurai, therefore, should neither be pompous nor arrogant. Master the divine techniques of the art of peace, and no enemy will dare to challenge you. The ultimate warrior leaves no openings, except in his mind. The sword has to be more than a simple weapon, it has to be an answer to life's questions. You might as well stand and fight, because if you run, you will only die tired. Honor may not win power, but it wins respect. And respect earns power. Engage in combat fully determined to die and you will be alive. Wish to survive in the battle and you will surely meet death. A warrior is worthless unless he rises above others and stands strong in the midst of a storm. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. See first with your mind, then with your eyes, and finally with your body. The samurai always has to rise and move on, because new challenges will come. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy are the noise before defeat. Some warriors look fierce, but are mild. Some seem timid, but are vicious. Look beyond appearances, position yourself for the advantage. The undisturbed mind is like the calm body water reflecting the brilliance of the moon. Empty the mind and you will realize the undisturbed mind. As a samurai, I must strengthen my character. As a human being I must perfect my spirit. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. A samurai should always be prepared for death, whether his own or someone else's. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not, will be victorious. Once the will is resolved, one's spirit is strengthened. Even a peasant's will is hard to deny, but a samurai of resolute will can sway 10,000 men. One finds life through conquering the fear of death within one's mind. Empty the mind of all forms of attachment, make a go-for-broke charge and conquer the opponent with one decisive slash. It is a wretched thing that the young men of today are so contriving and so proud of their material possessions. Men with contriving hearts are lacking in duty. Lacking in duty leads to no self-respect. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. If you learn to lead your life strategically and strongly, you can overcome the opposition. But running away, you never overcome anything. The pathway to enlightenment is for the warrior, the samurai. In the words of the ancients, one should make his decision within the space of 7 breaths. It is a matter of being determined and having the spirit to break through to the other side. There is no greater solitude than that of the samurai, unless it is that of the tiger in the jungle, perhaps. Loyalty was the most fundamental of samurai virtues. Without loyalty there was nothing. Never quit, you have to resist to the utmost. Until you drop, like a samurai.